Every autumn, trees pull off the greatest magic trick in your neighborhood, and you fall for it every year. Leaves don't change color. They reveal a secret identity they've been hiding all summer. That bright green? It's basically a chlorophyll Instagram filter. When the days get shorter, the filter fades, and suddenly, boom, yellows, oranges, even reds show up like, we were here the whole time, so why hide them? And what finally forces trees to drop the act? Turns out, it's less about fashion and more about survival, chemistry, and a tiny bit of sunlight drama. Leaves have been catfishing you your entire life. That lush green you see all summer isn't the leaf's true personality, it's just the dominant pigment, chlorophyll, hogging the spotlight like a karaoke singer who won't give up the mic. Inside every leaf are other pigments, mainly carotenoids, which are responsible for yellows and oranges, just quietly existing in the background all season. The reason you don't notice them is because chlorophyll is incredibly good at absorbing light for photosynthesis, and it's produced in massive amounts while the tree is actively growing. It's like putting a bright green filter over everything, of course, that's all you see. But when fall rolls in, days get shorter, temperatures drop, and the tree starts preparing for winter by shutting down chlorophyll production. Once that green pigment breaks down and isn't replaced, suddenly the other pigments are exposed, like the leaf just wiped off its green makeup and said, "Surprise! I've been orange this whole time." So no, leaves aren't changing colors, they're revealing a long-running deception. Trees have basically been running a seasonal identity scam, and we all just clap and take photos every October. The moment fall hits, trees basically say, you know what? I'm done working for the year. Photosynthesis, the process where plants use sunlight to make food, requires chlorophyll, and maintaining chlorophyll is expensive for the tree. It takes energy and resources to keep producing it. But when sunlight becomes scarce and temperatures drop, the return on that investment starts to look pretty terrible. So the tree pulls the plug. It stops making new chlorophyll, and the existing chlorophyll molecules begin to break down. Think of it like a company shutting down its most expensive department once profits drop no more green production line. As chlorophyll fades away, it's no longer masking the other pigments that were always present. Carotenoids, which don't break down as quickly, start to show through, giving us those golden yellows and warm oranges. So the leaf isn't actively repainting itself, it's just letting its most high-maintenance pigment die off. It's less of a makeover and more of a budget cut. The tree is essentially saying, we're closing for the season. Please enjoy the colors on your way out. Okay, so here's where the leaves get even sneakier. Because not all fall colors are just hidden truths. Some are dramatic last-minute additions. Those deep reds and purples you see in maples, those often come from pigments called anthocyanins. And unlike the yellows and oranges, these are actually produced in the fall. Yes, the leaf is both revealing secrets and creating new ones at the same time, like a plot twist layered on top of a confession. As the tree prepares to drop its leaves, sugars can get trapped inside the leaf due to changes in the flow of nutrients. When you combine those sugars with sunlight and cooler temperatures, the leaf starts producing anthocyanins. Scientists think these pigments might help protect the leaf from light damage or act as a sort of sunscreen while the tree reabsorbs valuable nutrients before letting the leaf go. So those brilliant reds aren't just aesthetic, they're functional. It's like the leaf is putting on a protective jacket for its final days, which means some leaves aren't just revealing who they are, they're dressing up for their dramatic exit, making sure you remember them before they hit the ground. Leaves don't just randomly fall off like they forgot to hold on trees, actively evict them. There's a specialized layer of cells at the base of each leaf stem called the abscission layer. And in the fall, the tree starts building this biological wall like it's bricking up a doorway. As this layer forms, it gradually cuts off the flow of water and nutrients into the leaf. Once that supply line is severed, chlorophyll production stops completely, and the leaf begins its final transformation, well, revelation. At the same time, the tree is pulling back as many valuable nutrients as it can from the leaf, basically reclaiming its stuff before kicking the leaf out for winter. It's surprisingly efficient, like moving out of an apartment and taking the furniture, the light bulbs, and somehow, even the doorknobs. Eventually, the abscission layer weakens the connection enough that a breeze can knock the leaf free. So when you see leaves falling, it's not a passive process, it's a controlled shutdown. The tree has already cut the cord, reclaimed its resources, and now the leaf is just on its own, showing off its true colors as it makes its dramatic descent. Not all trees lie in the same way, which is why a forest in fall looks like a chaotic art project. Different species have different mixes of pigments and different strategies for handling the seasonal shutdown. Some trees, like birches and aspens, are loaded with carotenoids, so when the chlorophyll fades, they glow bright yellow like nature's highlighters. Others, like maples, can produce those extra anthocyanins, giving you reds and purples on top of everything else. And then there are trees that just go straight from green to brown, which is the botanical equivalent of saying, I'm not doing a performance, I'm just leaving. Environmental conditions also play a role. Things like temperature, sunlight, and moisture affect how much of each pigment is visible or produced. Cool, sunny days and chilly nights tend to boost those vivid reds, while dull conditions can lead to more muted colors. So the forest isn't coordinated, it's a bunch of individual trees following their own chemical scripts. The result is this wildly varied display that looks intentional, but is really just the outcome of different pigments, different timing, and a whole lot of quiet deception finally being exposed all at once.